Alrighty, so today I'm going to talk to you guys about something called self-concept. Self-concept is something that Brian Tracy, who's a famous personal growth kind of like expert, it's what he talks about. So your self-concept is made up of three parts. So you could write down one, two, three. It's like three layers of a cake. The first of these three parts is your self-ideal, self-ideal. So, guys, this is the vision or the ideal description of the person that you would like, that you would most like to be in every respect. So, this image should exert like a really powerful influence on your behavior and on the way that you think about yourself. So, your self ideal is a combination of the qualities and all the attributes that you admire most in other people, living or dead. It is the sum of your dominant aspirations. It's that version of what the perfect person that you see yourself being. So exceptional people, they have very clear self ideals and toward which these ideals are constantly striving. So they set high standards for themselves and they strive to live up to them. And so can you. So the more clear that you are about the person that you want to become, let's say you admire something about, this athlete, or you admire something about this author or this actor or this actress, and you think about exactly what you want, that's going to help you strive for it. And again, I just want to make sure you guys are understanding of that. The more clear you are about the person that you want to become, the more likely it is that day by day you will evolve into that person. You'll rise to the height of your dominant aspirations for yourself, and you'll become what you most admire. Sadly, unsuccessful people have very fuzzy ideals, or in most cases, they have no self ideals. So they give little or no thought to the person that they want to be or to the qualities that they would like to develop in themselves. You might be able to think about someone like this in your life. Their growth and evolution eventually slows down and then stops. They get stuck in a mental rut and then they just stay there. They lose all impetus for self improvement. So when one looks up to and respects the qualities of integrity, purposefulness, courage, and action orientation in others, then you begin to incorporate those values into yourself. So as you clarify the fundamental values and work to integrate them into everything that you do, your personality improves. And because your outer life reflects your inner life, your work, your relationships, and every aspect of your life, outer life improves as well. The second part of your self concept, so number two, is your self image. Self image. So, your self image is the way that you see yourself, and it's the way that you think about yourself as you go about your daily activities. Your self image is often called your inner mirror. And that's the thing that you look to see how you're supposed to behave or perform in a particular situation. Any social situation, I think about just like a demo or an interview, whatever the case is. And you'll always behave consistently with the picture that you hold of yourself on the inside. I'm going to say that again. You will always behave consistently with the picture that you hold of yourself on the inside. So, because of this, you can improve your performance by deliberately changing those mental pictures that you hold about yourself in that area. So, this process of self image modification is one of the faster and more dependable ways to improve your performance as you begin to see yourself and think more about yourself as a more competent and confident person. And then you'll become more focused and effective too. So, when you deliberately change your self image, you'll walk, talk, act, and feel better than you ever have before. You'll change both your personality and your results by changing your mental images. And then the third part of your self concept, so number three, is your self esteem. So your self esteem is how you feel about yourself. It's the emotional component of your personality. It's the foundation quality of high performance. It's the key to happiness and personal effectiveness. Again, your self esteem is your key to your happiness. It is the reactor core in a nuclear power plant. It's the source of your energy, your enthusiasm, your vitality, your optimism that powers your personality and makes you into a high achieving person. So your level of self your level of self esteem is determined by two factors, and they're like the opposite sides of the same coin. The first is how valuable and worthwhile you feel about yourself, and how much you like and accept yourself as a good person. This is the personal assessment side of self esteem. This is your rating of yourself aside from what is going on in your life at that moment. The first factor is not dependent upon external variables. A person with genuinely high self esteem can have a lot of difficulties and setbacks in their life, but still retain a really high positive estimate of themselves as a human being. Unfortunately, there are very few people who have reached this state of evolution where they can retain a sense of inner value independent of external circumstances. The second factor determining your level of self-esteem is your feeling of self-efficacy, which is how competent and capable you feel you are in whatever you do. This is the performance-based side of self-esteem. It's like the bedrock upon which most real and lasting self-confidence and self-respect are built. So these two parts of self-esteem reinforce each other. When you feel good about yourself, you will perform better. And when you perform well, you feel good about yourself. So both are essential. Neither can endure without the other. And then the best measure of your self-esteem is how much you like yourself. The more you like yourself, the better you do everything that you put your mind to. The more you like yourself, the more confidence you have. The more positive is your attitude. The healthier and more energetic you are, the happier you are overall. And since how you feel is largely determined by how you talk to yourself, silently or aloud, you can raise your self-esteem at will by saying over and over with enthusiasm and conviction the words, I like myself. I like myself. I like myself. Or better yet, you could say to yourself, I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. Even me just saying this out loud is helping me raise my self-esteem. It might sound corny. It might be hard to do when you first hear it from me, but it's extremely powerful. So I'm going to encourage you guys today, or even just right now, out loud, tell yourself, I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. So go ahead. Cool. Better yet, look in the mirror, the next mirror you pass by, and tell yourself, if you're having a hard time saying you love yourself, maybe say, I like myself. You'll find that you can't say this 5 or 6 times without feeling genuinely better about yourself. By the way, you could teach this idea to anyone, your friends, family, especially children. Whenever a child is unhappy or misbehaving, you can coax them into saying, I like myself, and soon they'll break out into smiles and they'll cheer up. It seems that the more open and receptive a person is to this message, the greater impact it has on their personality. And I'll wrap up here with a couple last things. So hang in here. Liking yourself is very healthy. In fact, it's the key to personal effectiveness and to have happy relationships with other people. The more you like yourself and respect yourself, the better you perform in everything that you do. You're more relaxed, you're more positive, you're more confident about your abilities. You make fewer mistakes. You have more energy. You're more creative. Some people have even been taught to believe that liking yourself is the same as being conceited or obnoxious. But exactly the opposite is true. Both the superiority complex, which is, behaving in an arrogant or conceited way, and the inferiority complex, which is behaving in a self-deprecating way, they're both manifestations of low self-esteem, of not liking oneself very much at all. People with genuine self-esteem get along easily and well with just about everyone. So I'm just going to give you some rules of self-esteem really quick. So there's two rules of self-esteem and self-liking. Rule number one is that you can never like or love anyone more than you like or love yourself. This is something that I have been learning ever since I was like in a relationship. And I'm going to say it again. Rule number one is that you can never like or love anyone more than you like or love yourself. So if you're at a 5, you can't love anyone more than a 5. You got to get yourself up first to love people more. So you can't give away what you don't have. Rule number two is that you can never expect anyone else to like or love you more than you like, love, or respect yourself. Again, I'm going to say it again. Rule number two is that you can never expect anyone else to like or love you more than you like, love, or respect yourself. Your own level of self-liking and self-acceptance is the control valve on the quality of your human relationships. It is the problem or solution in any human situation. Everything you do to build and reinforce your own self-esteem increases the amount of satisfaction you enjoy with other people in your life. If your self-concept is the master program of your subconscious mind, where does it come from? How's it formed? What's it composed of? And most importantly, how can you reprogram it to improve yourself and increase your effectiveness in everything you do? Last thing I'll share with you guys is the self-concept formation. Self-concept formation. So realize that you were not born with the self-concept. Everything that you know and believe about yourself today, you've learned as a result of what has happened to you since you were a kid, since you were an infant. Each child comes into the world as pure potential with a particular temperament and certain inborn attributes, but with no self-concept at all. So every attitude, every behavior, every value, every opinion, every belief, every fear that you have today has been learned. Let me say that again. Every attitude, behavior, value, opinion, belief, and even fear that you have today has been learned. Therefore, if there are elements of your self-concept that do not serve your purpose, you can unlearn them. Now, once you understand how your self-concept was formed, you'll be able to bring about changes that make you into the kind of person that you admire and want to be like. And then you'll learn then how to become the kind of person who can accomplish the goals and dreams that are most important to you. Cool.